Welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching WrestleMania 8. Hey, it's Scott Barrett and welcome back to The Burning Truth. And this is a watch-along live special where tonight we're stepping into the time machine and heading back to the grandest stage of them all for what, Matt Burns? WrestleMania 8.
This was a turning point for the WWE or WWF at the time, blending the golden era with the new generation, whether you saw this live in 1992 or watching for the first time. This is a must-watch event.
Before we dive in, we're closing in on 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I say we're closing in. We're still a way away, but we're trying to get there. So please do all the good stuff. Hit that subscribe button and help us reach that milestone on YouTube, because that's what we're aiming for at the minute. And we'd love you forever. If you're listening to this in the week on your podcasting app, your favorite podcasting app, again, get yourself onto YouTube and give us a subscribe. I promise it's worth it.
We'll always be grateful for it. But let's get through some rules, shall we? Because this is, here's how it works. Get WrestleMania 8 ready, be it either on Peacock, WWE Network, well, former WWE Network, even though it doesn't work anymore, but we'll now change that to Netflix.
Yeah.
As we do, where get your deal, if not, you've got a DVD, VHS, if you're old school, or however you want to watch it. Cue it to the very start of the event, and then when we count down, we'll go 3, 2, 1, play. Hit play at the same time as us, and from there we'll guide you through every match with live reactions, insight, and some classic wrestling trivia.
So yeah, grab your snacks. Matt, what have you got tonight for snacks?
I've got my Cheez-Its snapped here, as you can see.
Cheetos or any other brand.
Cheez-Its, double cheese.
A nice loud snack for us there, Matt Burns. Cheers for the audio. At least Matt is the one who does the editing on these, so at least there's that.
Well, I have got a mute.
Yeah, so grab your own snack, settle in, and let's relive one of the most iconic nights in WrestleMania history.
All right, get your video queued up because it's time to start. Ready?
Ready? 3,
2,
1. Play. And we're off.
Now that's a classic logo.
Yeah.
With Vince.
Double main event.
Oh. Maniacal.
Could have proved to be Hulk Hogan's farewell match. How about that?
Could have been.
To sell a pay-per-view.
Double main event.
Brilliant, and we're off. Just want to talk us through some of the background and what's happening, Matt Burns. I am just going to post on the socials that we've just gone live.
Yes, always of course.
Let everybody know.
Just so you know, it's the Who's a Dome for WrestleMania 8, and I will say it is absolutely legendary because if I'm not mistaken, there was an absolute stellar crowd. This was, I think it was 62,167 in attendance.
Oof, that's a lot.
It is. The date was April 5th, 1992, and the tagline was Friendship Torn Apart, the Macho Flair Affair.
There you go then. The Macho Flair Affair.
Love it. But then again, if a certain individual's on commentary, you probably hear him saying, you got to be fair to Flair.
Hey, and he's there. He's on the screen right now. Good old Bobby. I'm just posting on X that we are currently going live. If you're not following us on X, it's at TBT Live UK. You're welcome, everyone. Oh. And now I'm going to post on Blue Sky. What's our handle on Blue Sky, Matt Burns?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is TBT Live UK.
At TBT Live UK, that's right. Nice and easy to find us on both of them.
Always sweet.
Who's this for singing, Matt Burns?
I'm just looking into. I'm
not
trying
familiar
to,
with my 1992 pop
It
culture.
is Reba McEntire.
Not a clue.
She absolutely iconic. She's actually been on The Voice for the US.
All right, okay. Did she win?
She
You mean as a coach?
As a coach, yeah.
I do.
She's an absolute
That's
icon, but generally great country singer.
Not huge in the UK then. Country singer. That sort of shows. That sort of tells me why then, doesn't it?
If I'm not mistaken, she was dubbed the Queen of Country.
Okay.
That's how legendary and iconic she was in country music. So, she sold more than 75 million records worldwide.
Oof.
So,
that's a lot of records. Fair dues.
When since 1970, she's placed over 100 singles on the Billboard Hot Country Songs charts. So that's quite an establishment.
Land of the free. Well done. What did you say her name was?
Her name is Reba McEntire.
Viva McEntire. Well done, Viva McEntire.
Well, if I have mispronounced it, I will apologise.
No, you won't.
But if you want me to make it easier, she's simply known as Reba.
Reba, got you.
And in case you don't know how it's spelled, R-E-B-A.
I didn't. Oh, here we go. Tito's on his way.
Oh.
It never. Do you know what? It gets me every time when the thing says Mexico,
Hakuna, Mexico. I'm expecting to say
Matata.
That's what I was waiting for.
Oh dear.
That's literally what I was waiting for. Hakuna Matata.
And where was WrestleMania 8, Matt Burns? Apologies if you've already said this.
I did state it. It was at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indiana. So we're in a dome. And because WrestleMania went through a few years where it was in much smaller venues when they were in Las Vegas, right? Through like when it was at Trump Plaza, etc.
Yeah. But then again, just looking at the screen right now, that place is stacked.
It's mad. Do you know what? It looks a bit like the although it's obviously a lot older. In the down shot, when you see it from the top of the arena, it looks like AEW's first show at Wembley.
Oh, I was there. I was actually there, and yeah, I think that's a very spot on analogies. The way to look at it.
Here he comes
with his original first version of the song.
He hadn't sung this, had he? Sherry had.
Oh, correct.
Sexy boy, boy. Oh, never let me sing on this camera again.
You're in control.
It's so bad.
But it is iconic, though. Because Shawn's is good. Shawn Michaels, but I don't know why. It just feels more fitting with Sherry.
Oh, yeah. It's good. I like it. I wonder how many people that watch this are going to tell us that their favourite WrestleMania is WrestleMania 8.
Ooh, I actually wonder that myself because...
Do you know what? I'm going to ask the question in the comments right now.
Yeah, it's a good question.
What is your favourite WrestleMania? And I started. Let's hear from everybody watching at home.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Got Michaels and Sherry in the ring. I wonder who wins it. Do you know what? I don't know the results of this show, and that sounds ridiculous, but I don't. So,
Oh.
not off the top of my head, I can't. Like, I blank on this WrestleMania completely.
I have very fond memories of this WrestleMania.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
You wasn't there?
I wasn't there.
I think during this time I was 4.
Nice.
I was 4.
1992. I was younger than that. I was born though.
Yeah.
Lay one on me, baby.
This, I will say, is
I thought Tito was taller than this. He's like toe to toe, nose to nose with Michaels.
No. Why, you thought he was taller with him being a matador, taking on the bulls?
I just thought he was taller. I just assumed he would be taller than Michaels.
Well, there is such a thing as boot lifts.
Yeah, true. Do you know what I figured out tonight, Matt Beans, while we're in talks? If anybody's watched the WCW watch along I did last night, my mic is silent for the first 10 minutes of the stream. But it kicks back in. Yeah, it kicks back in at some point. I don't know what I did. I don't know whether to edit down or just to put a comment on, but anybody who clicks on that and just sees me like this, just ridiculous.
They'll probably think it's a mime special episode.
Maybe. I should have had one of them people in the corner, the signers. I can do a bit of signage, actually. That was a terrible impression.
And it's all right. I was just sitting there thinking to myself, should I actually get someone to edit that now?
No,
make that happen. Great visual. Because the thing is, with the WrestleManias, what was so good with these is that every other event throughout the year, it's always like a darkened background, darkened ceiling. When it comes to WrestleMania, it's always like the lights are on.
They want you to see the crowd, how big it is, how many people are there. Yeah. And Michaels takes the clothesline to the outside. Am I roughly on the same time as you, Matt Burns?
Yeah, you're about. Yeah, I think I'm actually a few seconds behind. Few. There we go. I've got us back up.
Well, as long as you're at 10 minutes bang on, then we're laughing on. That's where we need to be.
Yep.
Oh, Tito bringing Michaels in the hard way. Oh, no, he isn't. He's bringing him in by a headlock.
Yeah, straight in. I will say that is a classic look for the referees as well.
It's a terrible haircut, though, right?
Oh, the bowl cut.
It's awful. It's the worst haircut.
Let me say this. I said bowl cut.
Yeah, he looks like Lloyd Christmas.
He's had a haircut for Mr. Bean.
Awful. Great tash, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Absolutely great tash. As Michaels gives a big shoulder tackle into the corner into Tito, 2 of those straight into the midsection. Follows it up with a right hand.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, at the moment, right now, during this current event, this is not long after Sean's just come off his feud with the split up of the Rockers.
Yeah, well, we watched Royal Rumble 92. You can get that in the archives.
Yep.
And that was literally the week after the barbershop incident, right?
Yeah.
As Tito hits a right hand on Michaels down to his knees into the floor, very Flair-esque. Follows it up with another right hand and back into that headlock for Tito. Does he know any other moves? Who knows?
We'll find out.
Takedown. Headlock takedown. Michaels kicks out.
Oh, kicks out again.
Another kick out, yeah.
Ooh.
Rolls Tito over for the pin. Only a 2 count there as well.
That was a bit of a rope break, was it?
Yeah, I think so. That classic WWF Titantron with the LEDs, the new generation sort of Titantron. Not even a Titantron. It's just the sort of entrance way.
Yeah.
I always get people get that wrong. They call everything the Titantron, but the Titantron's only the big screen, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
We don't even get the Titantron anymore because these days it's LED boards, isn't it? Titantron's a thing of the past. Everything's an LED board now. They walk out of an LED board. The majority of the time now, they walk out of an LED board, and above that is more fans because they want to get more people in the arenas. What a great place to be in.
Can't blame them.
What a time to be a wrestling fan.
Oh, definitely. The fact that it's getting that packed that they're having to reduce the board. We need less stage and less entrance.
Yeah, we need more seatage. Oh, here we go. Small package. Almost got Michaels there, Tito, and another headlock takedown. Does he know any other moves?
Punch, hang on. Bret's in play. just joking. But yeah.
What was the attendance for this, Matt Burns? You must have that somewhere.
Yeah, I actually mentioned it earlier, which was, if I'm not mistaken, 62,167.
Fair. And this event, not the normal 4 or 5 hour WrestleManias. I think this one clocks in somewhere around 2.5 hours.
It's about 3. I think it is close to 3. It is close to 3, but even so,
my sources say 2 hours 41.
Sounds about right.
We'll go with that. Yeah, we'll go with that.
I say go with that.
But I think that's short for a WrestleMania, really. I mean, these days we get a 2-day, 8-hour plus extras, plus WrestleMania SmackDown, plus WrestleMania Raw extravaganza.
Then you also get the Raw after WrestleMania. You've got your pre-shows, double pre-shows.
Listen to this. This year, Stand and Deliver NXT. Do you know what time that starts?
Go on.
Well, they're asking the fans to arrive somewhere between 9 and 10 a.m.
A.M.
on the Saturday, yeah, because WrestleMania Saturday is the Saturday night, so Stand and Deliver is the Saturday morning, basically.
So that's like the warm-up. So hang on, Stand and Deliver is the warm-up show.
Well, I don't know about warm-up show, but it's certainly,
it's still an epic day. It's just Stand Proud NXT.
I know how I get an NXT review out as well as watching WrestleMania on that Saturday. I've no idea. But you know what? On the Burning Truth, we make things happen, Matt Burns.
We will make it happen, although some of us may be in a coma after that weekend.
Again, if you're watching this back, make sure you get your comments in below. We want to know, what is your favourite WrestleMania?
Yeah, definitely.
I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, Matt Burns. Just recap for us. What is your favourite WrestleMania?
Oh, it's hard to say because for me, my first ever actual watch of a live version of WrestleMania was actually WrestleMania 10.
WrestleMania 10.
That was my first one.
My favourite WrestleMania is much later than that, actually. My favourite WrestleMania is WrestleMania 15. Sweet Chin Music.
Ooh.
Reverse crescent kick. It gets called by Gorilla.
And the weird thing about it is the fact that he's not finishing with that move.
No, we didn't even cover him. He was still using the top rope elbow at this point, right? Which eventually became his signature.
He was using the teardrop suplex, which he's going for right now.
Oh. Not the rocker dropper. Was that just another move he was using as well?
That was just another move he was using.
Or the famouser as we know it now.
Yeah. I believe the rocker dropper was during when they were part of the Rockers, so he's trying to brand himself away from it. But just think that the outside crescent kick would then become Sweet Chin Music.
Oh, and Tito Santana just hits a huge flying forearm on Michaels. Michaels powders out to the outside as we're watching WrestleMania 8. And we're currently, if you're watching along with us, at 16 minutes and 27, 28, 29 seconds. If you want to pause and catch up or slow down or just go and get your Netflix or WWE Network or Peacock, just where we are.
Yeah, I am going to point out one thing, though. Legendarily, you just found out he does have another move.
Yeah, he did another move.
A forearm! Even though he's now seems to be hitting forearms like mad.
Yeah, he's just doing forearms continuously now.
Forearms.
It's like somebody playing 2K25 who's just learned a new move and just continues to spam that button.
Oh, we finally found a new move. High knee, wait. Oh, sorry, drop it.
Well oversold.
Inverted atomic drop or Manhattan drop, depending. Oh!
Can you spell that, or can you say it?
I'm
Can you
not
say
even
that or
gonna
spell
attempt.
it?
I'm not even attempting.
I imagine that was Tito's finisher.
I think that was, and
I'm just going to call it the Paso Doble because that sounds like it could have been.
Or running of the Bulls.
Goes for a slam. Michaels holds
counter.
onto the ropes.
Onto the ropes. Oh, he's got him.
Stole one there, didn't he, Michaels? Well done, Michaels.
I'm just wondering if there was a missed timing on this.
Well, he was. No, I don't think so. He was holding onto the ropes.
No, I think the original
that then took Tito off his feet, and Michaels covered the shoulders, and Tito couldn't kick out of.
I think the ideal original finish was for Sherry to be holding the feet.
Really?
Originally, from what I've heard.
From what you've heard.
But even so, the man got the job done.
And the classic Michaels Sherry pose. Sexy boy.
Now that's what you call a diehard fan.
Michael's a true rocker. Talk is cheap, so is she. Wow.
Oh. Fan signage at its epicness. Oh.
Michaels and Sherry make their way to the back after that big win. And it's Midgie. Woo, Midgie.
What a rush.
And here come the Legion of Doom. It says WWF, WWE, they were called the Legion of Doom, right?
Yes.
Here they come.
Yes, because you wondered if they were going to be called the Road Warriors, didn't you? And the funny thing about it is how they actually come about to being called Legion of Doom. It's actually borrowed from DC Comics. But at the time, Hawk was literally in the back and goes, meanwhile, back at the Legion of Doom.
And there's the
Paul Allery.
Recently released Paul Allery, is it? Or is he back now?
No, he's still released.
Yeah, recently released Paul Allery.
So good.
He did all right with the Authors of Pain, to be fair. I was sad to see them go again this time. Missed opportunity, I think.
I will say it was a bit of a missed opportunity. I just hope that they don't go down the same route as what they did last time when they got released. Do not run any events.
Yeah. Do you think that the WWE regret having tag titles on both shows at this point?
It's a tough one, that is, because it depends.
Because SmackDown's tag division is like currently 2025. SmackDown's tag division is thriving. I mean, we've only got 5 teams, maybe, but I'm seeing it every week, and I'm seeing progression in the stories. Whereas Raw's tag division is, I can't even tell you the champions are. Is it the War Raiders?
War Raiders.
That's just a guess.
Because if I'm not mistaken, it was the Warham, and then the defense was when Finn wasn't in the match. It was JD McDonough. McDonough.
JD McDonough, yeah.
Yep, with Dirty Dom.
Yeah.
And that was when he ended up with the injury in the rematch.
Yeah.
Which is, in case if you want to know how, you'll have to look it up. It's pain.
I just think, I wonder whether they should have treated the men's tag titles similar to how they treat the women's tag titles, and should have just given it one set of belts across both shows and give them a bit of freedom.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But at the same time, I feel as though they might have wanted to give a bit of credit to certain teams that have actually helped push.
Maybe. the Street Profits winning the tag title, spoiler alert, this week on SmackDown. Great moments, but I hadn't realized they hadn't been champions for 4 years.
Yeah, but
if you go back to the Attitude Era, right? And I told you Edge and Christian were the tag champs, and then they lost it, and then they didn't win them back for 4 years. Like, they were single stars by then.
Scary, isn't it?
It's a much slower developing product these days, isn't it?
But I feel as though
I'm still giving this promo.
Oh yeah, Hulk always gives good promos.
And he must have given those glasses to The Rock when he'd had enough of them.
No, he must have does. You're the new final boss. Yeah. The weird thing about it is, I feel as though at the moment with current events lately, I think in the past, right, we knew that the title wasn't changing hands unless it was a big event.
Yeah.
Now I feel as though we're getting back to a time where it's like a title could change hands at any time.
On SmackDown, I certainly think that's true. On Raw, I don't.
Yeah.
Although the Raw tag team titles changed hands on Raw as well, right?
Yep.
But I certainly feel like that's more likely on SmackDown just because we've had it recently with the US title. We've had it with the SmackDown tag titles a few times. I certainly feel that a bit more.
Yeah, it's about right.
And maybe on reflection, that's not fair what I've just said, actually. Maybe you are right because even on Raw, the women's tag titles changed hands on Monday Night Raw. So both sets of tag titles changed hands on Raw recently. And the tag titles in the US both changed hands on SmackDown recently. So maybe you're right. Maybe there's something in that.
It's.
I'll tell you what I have enjoyed from the Triple H era, if you like, the record-breaking era. I've enjoyed that, not the main event title, but the other titles have main evented shows consistently. So we've main evented Raw with women's tag team titles. We've main evented SmackDown with US title.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We've main evented NXT with the North American Championship a few times.
I feel as though we've managed to get it so a title can be a main event. If the WWE main champion isn't on wrestling, you've got the option to put a secondary tier title.
Yeah, and push it that much. And we're down backstage. We finished that LOD promo just, and now we're backstage with Jake Roberts. Just into WrestleMania 8. We're currently at 25 minutes and 18, 19, 20 seconds. If you are watching along with us live, what's Jake got to say for himself here, Matt Burns?
He's talking about bringing his snake, but it's not approved. And he's on about the feud that he's having with The Undertaker, closing the casket on his hand at the funeral parlor. But the thing is, Jake the Snake Roberts is probably sitting there thinking he wants to get revenge on Taker for stopping him attacking Macho Man and Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
But that's the thing with Jake Roberts, he's just taken out Paul Bearer and
kicked the in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And the scary thing about it is with Jake Roberts, a lot of people can sit there and say he is one of the individuals who never won a World Heavyweight Championship, never won the big one, but many believe that he should have done.
Ooh, the chair shot to the back of Taker.
Ooh. The thing is, Jake the Snake Roberts was always a threat to anybody, because he didn't have to, he didn't have to look like the world's biggest muscle man. Jake the Snake Roberts could find a game plan because he was such a good mental guy. He can get into people's heads, and the fact that he even, when everyone ever asked him what DDT stood for, what his answer was?
What?
The end. He called it the end. Immediately, because the second he gets it, done.
Right, I'm going to ask another question now to the chat and to the comments below. If you're watching this back, give us a comment on this one. I'm really interested. My question is, based on what you just said about Jake Roberts just there, Matt Burns, what I'm asking is, which wrestler that never won a world championship but absolutely deserved to? For me, there's only one. Don't get me wrong, Jake, maybe. But the main one for me was the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
I've got one I can question you with. And it was such a shame. Such a shame. Because of tragedy. Owen Hart.
Yeah, and I don't agree. I'm going to go out there and say I don't agree, only because he never got the push where I thought he legitimately could have done at that time.
Yeah.
Whereas they built the $1 Million Man up to a point where he should have been the WWE.
Oh, $1 Million Man, yeah, definitely. He's another good call.
He is my pick, $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. But I get what you're saying about Owen Hart, and there's a lot of nostalgia about him. And God, imagine if he'd been champion, he should have been champion. But yeah, for me, Ted DiBiase is the one.
There is one other I can think of, and the irony of it is he will be on this event and in one of the main events, but he's not wrestling.
Go on.
Mr. Perfect.
Mr. Perfect's another good call. Do you know when he returned in 2002, the Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
That he wasn't in the right frame of mind for it. But actually he came back and he did a stellar job. Really good job. And he could have been pushed to the moon at that point, and it just wasn't the right time for him. We were heading towards Triple H, Jericho, etc.
Yeah.
But we could have pushed him into an upper mid-card main event scene at that point easily, I think.
However, what probably negated that was the infamous plane ride from Hal.
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, but if anybody wants to know more about that, you could actually, because I've got like a nice little cheap plug here for the new season of Dark Side of the Ring coming out soon.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the episodes on the latest season.
We should do some reviews of those episodes.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. But look at this. You've got Jake the Snake.
Keep going for us.
You've got Jake the Snake in this match against The Undertaker. And The Undertaker being slow, methodical, showing he has got the power. Jake using his speed, but at the same time, he's showing he's going to be snapping out strikes like a venomous strike, like a snake. But is it working? Oh, he's getting them strikes in. He's getting them in. And as of right now, as he's striking, we are at 30 minutes and 25 seconds, 26, 27, 28. But these strikes are coming in thick and fast. But as again, clothesline the Undertaker over the ropes. But Taker's still on his feet.
Lands on his feet like a cat.
Ooh. And bear this in mind.
Shake out with him.
This wasn't when the without going into spoilers, this wasn't when the streak was even talked about.
No, way before. I mean, what's he done at this point? Has he done maybe 2 WrestleManias?
I'm just trying to think on how many he's done so far. It's about 2 or 3. I believe it is. Yes, it is. Second. I believe it's second because the first one, if I'm not mistaken, was against Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah.
And that was at the WrestleMania 7.
Sorry, mate. There's mysterious noises in my house tonight. It's very clangy and bangy.
Clanging and banging.
I'm hoping it's next door.
No, that's a reference I have not heard in a while.
13
Mocking Lane. But look at this.
Oh, big choke slam coming.
Oh, no. It just shows that Taker's got the power just with the grip.
My Undertaker. Next question for you then, Matt Burns, while we're talking Undertaker and all things streak.
Mm-hmm.
Worst Undertaker WrestleMania match?
Really?
There's a few right answers. There's more than one right answer.
There's only one right. There's only one answer to me.
Go on.
Giant Gonzalez.
Really? Not the Shane McMahon hung in a cell?
That actually had a bit of drama to it where, come on, the Giant Gonzalez.
It had a stump bump onto a bloody airboard.
That's still more than what you had at against the Giant Gonzalez. How did the match end? Disqualification. Why? Because Gonzalez attempted to use chloroform.
Also, the handicap match with A-Train and Big Show was pretty bad.
It was bad, but that could have been so much worse.
Matt Burns, it's on you again.
That could have been so much worse, especially if they actually had that actual match, the original planned match, which was meant to be a tag match with Undertaker tagging with the Colossus of Bugger. However, when it came to WrestleMania, they decided to take out the Colossus of Bugger. I believe it was Nathan Jones. They decided to say, nah, he's not ready for WrestleMania. We'll turn this into a handicap match. But to make his opponents not look as weak, we'll have Nathan come out and make a bit of a minor save, even though that would be technically almost like a bit of a disqualification, even if it was an official handicap match. But hang on, in this match right now, we're watching the DDT, the deadly DDT just been hit. You know, the end has been hit. You know, and you got to think, if Jake Roberts pinned him right now, would it be over? Would it be over right now? However, The Undertaker just slowly gets himself up, showcasing one is not enough. There's the goose all around his neck. Roberts with the high knee. He's thinking, oh, short arm clothesline. Takes down the Undertaker, who's getting back up.
Just catching up with you, Matt Burns.
Yeah. It's just
Undertaker just sat up.
No, second DDT from Jake the Snake. Am I a few seconds ahead of you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just catching up. Here he goes. Taker's lying down. Paul Bearer trying to get him to get back up.
Yeah. Jake's going out.
And that's the great thing about these watch-alongs, right? That's the reason we've got the clock below it. If you're watching along, 35 minutes, 35, 36, 37 seconds now. As we watch Jake Roberts get hold of Paul Bearer, throw a right hand at him, but the Undertaker is out of the ring. And the Undertaker, has now got Jake up on his shoulder. Tombstone outside the ring. Oh. Tombstone steady.
Ooh. That's a rough landing. I feel as though the action in this match was that good. It just interrupted my entire train of thought as I had to focus on what was going on in the match. Mm-hmm. So if there is a topic I was on and I've completely not gone back to it, I apologize.
Well, the point is, the Undertaker is now 2-0 in WrestleMania.
2-0. There's no talk of a streak yet. But again, what a great individual. And just to point out, the Undertaker at the moment, right now, current events and all, he's got a bit of a gripe with the current generation of wrestlers. Would you believe that? His gripe, in case you want to know, is they focus too much on the moves.
I certainly believe that in AEW.
Oh, no. they focus too much on the moves and less on the emotion for the crowd. Once you get the fans invested and emotional, you've got them. Why break your back?
I agree. And do you know who's got that absolutely sus these days? Randy Orton. But as we talk about Randy Orton, we've got another former Intercontinental champion, just like Randy Orton, on the screen. It's Bret the Hitman Hart. He's currently being interviewed by Mean Gene alongside Roddy Piper, the current Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, which the weird thing about it is, it's a weird one, that is, because how many can they say where they've interviewed both individuals who are going against each other before the match?
So remember watching the Royal Rumble with you, and the literally a couple of days before Roddy Piper had won the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
Defended it at the Rumble.
Yep. Oh no, did he win it?
Or did he win it at the Rumble?
He won it at the Rumble, I think.
From...
You got me thinking.
Come on, you've got the detail. Come on, find some Matt facts for us.
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. He beat the Mountie.
The Mountie, right. So the Mountie was the Intercontinental champion.
Yes, he was.
That's right.
And Roddy Piper by submission.
That's it. Roddy Piper won the title at the Royal Rumble, and now we've got in this Bret Hart versus Roddy Piper match at WrestleMania. And interestingly enough, the Mountie had beat Bret Hart for the Intercontinental title a few days before the Royal Rumble.
Which says to me, this was a great way to showcase that anybody can have, anybody can become champion. And everyone can sit there and say, well, there's only one pay-per-view in between them. That's not a long reign for Roddy Piper. Yeah, it might not be, but bear in mind that the Royal Rumble was in January 19th of January 1992, and this event is in April 5th, 1992. So you got a good few months there as the IC champion.
3 months into it, a quarter of a year. And here comes Bret the Hitman Hart. And my next question for the chat below, I'm going to put it in the live chat, but what I'm actually interested in is in the comments below. I want to know who is the greatest Intercontinental champion of all the times. Got any answers on that, Matt Burns?
Well, that's tough.
Is that so, have you just caught eating your Cheetos?
Yeah, you did.
It's Cheeto time.
It's not easy being cheesy.
As we hit the 40-minute mark, we're at 40 minutes and 7, 8, 9 seconds on the watch along. If you're watching along with us at home, you don't have to. And just listen to us talk about it. But if you want to, we're here for alternate commentary, second screen style. That's how we rock on the Burning Truth.
You got me thinking now about some classic IC champions.
I can tell you who, maybe not the greatest. I can tell you who my favourite is quite easily. My favourite is Santino Marella. I thought he was sensational.
Oh, he was absolute comedy genius.
I'm going to beat the record of the Honka Tonka Man.
But the thing is, you got some history-making IC champions.
Shut up, Roddy Pipers.
Santino was an absolute phenomenal pick because he was so funny, where he was ripping, he was deliberately ripping people off with John Cena.
John Cena. And he's rocking it on Impact at the minute as the general manager.
For me,
keeps making NXT appearances. I love it every time.
For me, I've got two standouts in my head. For the IC Championship. They are iconic. One of them has even got a record with the IC Championship. But he's no longer with the WWE. He's over in AEW.
Go on.
Chris Jericho.
Yeah. The most Intercontinental Championship reigns. When I think Intercontinental title, I often think of Chris Jericho.
Yeah. And my second pick...
I often think of Chris Jericho in life.
Yeah. And my second pick was actually at the first WrestleMania I watched. winning it in the ladder match. Razor Ramon.
Another good one. Another good shout for wrestler who never won a world championship but absolutely deserved to. My favourite championship design for the Intercontinental, and this is interesting, is and controversial as well, is the oval.
The oval.
The oval. So the long one. So the Jeff Jarrett, Chris Jericho, China, that Intercontinental title is my favourite. And I know that they swapped that for the classic design. Cody swapped it back for the classic design. And now we've took it one step further and gone with a complete redesign for the new Intercontinental Championship that Bron Breakker currently holds. But for me, it must be the generation that I grew up in. But for me, that oval version that so many of the Attitude Era favourites had, the Billy Gunns, the Road Dogs, the Gold Dusts, the Jeff Jarretts, etc. I don't know, Triple H held that title as well, I think, at one point.
Yep.
When the two-man power trip time. I just, Christian, Edge, yeah. I just love that design of the title.
I don't know whether people are going to sit there and think, oh, no, is this controversial or something? But I can't disagree with you.
I love it.
It is an absolute legendary variation. The original classic is good.
The Bret Hart version, the version that we're seeing in this match right here, WrestleMania 8.
It is iconic.
And I understand why they brought it back with the white strap when Cody Rhodes was champion a few years ago. I get it. I get the nostalgia of it.
Yeah, but I feel as though the variation that you're referring to is the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
Because that was solely in the Attitude Era, if I'm not mistaken. And it actually started in 1998, didn't it?
Is that when it came out? Who was the champion at that time? Is that after the Rock and Stone Cold threw it out into the river, maybe? That sounds right.
Sounds about right. But it was about 1998 where it had... The weird thing about it is it started in 1990. It might not be, because it might have actually been before that, because there was two variations of the ones that you just mentioned.
The second one with the nameplate, and I know this actually, the second version with the nameplate was after they bought it back. So they retired the Intercontinental, didn't they? When Kane and Triple H fought on Monday Night Raw, not long after the brand split. And
2002?
They combined the belts. But then they bought it back later that year at Bad Blood, I think, in a Battle Royal, and Christian won it. And the only change for the belt is it was slightly taller, and it had the nameplate on.
Yeah,
Christian and Booker T started winning that.
Yeah, I think that was 2002.
Yeah, it was around that time, certainly.
Because where it said the actual name of the championship, it had like a bit of a swoop.
Yeah. And that was to fit in the nameplate, I think.
Yeah. For me, the original 1998 had the original classic logo on, but then changed it and then got rebranded with the Attitude logo.
Yeah, so it was at the end of 1997. The Rock and Stone Cold were feuding over the Intercontinental title, and they threw it into the river, much like they did with the Austin Smoking Skull belt a couple of years later.
Yes.
So they did it with the Intercontinental title first, and that's when they did the sort of redesign. And from the Rock having it, he then lost it to Triple H in that ladder match that we talk about occasionally at SummerSlam 98.
Yes.
And so that's the Intercontinental title that Triple H first had. Loads of others as well. I mean, just looking through the champions that had that belt, I already talked about Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, but also the likes of Val Venus, Jeff Jarrett, D'Lo Brown's belt.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It was also the same one that Angle, Benoit were fighting over at the time. Jericho, Eddie Guerrero held that belt. It's that title.
Interestingly,
yeah.
Right. I'm about to just point out you mentioned Benoit.
Yeah.
I'm about to point something out that Kurt Angle said recently on a Chris Van Vliet.
Oh, I think I watched this interview with Kurt Angle, so I maybe know what you're going to say, but for the sake of the audience.
Yeah, for me, I know that WWE wanted to erase Benoit, and Kurt did what he was asked, but then Kurt suddenly realized he couldn't do that. He couldn't do that because if he erased him, he just erased some of his best matches he ever had. And that's got to sting just a little bit.
Benoit, the wrestler, incredible talent. Incredible talent. What he did was unforgivable. Yeah. Whether it was because of CTE, whether it was because of drugs, whatever that happened for, it was horrible. Worse than horrible.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah,
it's a tragedy. What happened?
But I'll say it again. Chris Benoit, the wrestler, incredible talent.
Yeah,
incredible talent.
I have just been informed.
You can't forget that.
I had just been informed of something recently. That was 16 years ago. 16 years ago, and this is history for us. Our history.
Yeah.
When we were training, and I was about to do a leap off the top rope onto you, and you got your foot up, and a certain legendary picture started a certain quote referencing another TV show. You know,
mate, 16 years ago is a long time. You're going to have to spell this out for me.
Doom, 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 doom.
Right.
EastEnders.
Yeah, what about it?
Sonia Jackson.
Yeah, what about it?
The picture that started it all.
Oh, right, okay. And as we're watching here, we're forgetting that we're still watching this match between Roddy Piper and Bret Hart, an absolutely fantastic Intercontinental Championship match. Bret Hart is busted open like a cut pig.
Yeah, and the scary thing about
all over the Hitman's face, all over his pink gear, and Roddy's just laying it in.
The weird thing about it is you got Roddy here showing his absolute full-on aggression. He is showing classic Piper, but at the same time, he knows Bret. So at the same time, he's got his mind sitting there thinking, I've got to brutalize him to keep being champion, but at what cost?
Yeah. Piper's in great shape here. See them abs?
Oh, definitely. And what a story this was.
Wide open.
Great counter.
Onset flip by Bret. 2 count kick out. So much blood. Oh, now he's punching him in that cut. The blood is all over the canvas, all over Roddy, all over Bret. It's a lot of blood, Matt Burns.
Yeah, this is where you got to sit down and think. There's going to be concern for Bret right now, but at the same time, Roddy's trying to defend his championship. Oh, brutal forearm!
And that was the receipt for however Bret got busted open, and Roddy goes flying to the outside after that huge forearm shot.
Going up. But you can see straight away coming in. Ooh, close look.
And a double clothesline, they both go down.
Is that a pin?
In 2025 it is.
Yeah. I believe.
Do you know who this rep actually looks like?
Who?
You know Jim, who lives next door with the dog in what's the program called? What am I thinking of? Friday Night Dinner.
I can't unsee it now.
Do you think he does, doesn't he?
I can't unsee it. I absolutely love it, but he's a rare thing. Oh, ooh. Ooh. High risk goes to show. Ooh. Also known as, I heard an inverted atomic drop, or also known as the Manhattan drop. Great suplex from Bret. Crisp. followed by a Russian leg sweep. Can't see it. I know what you're doing. I see it. I see it.
There he is.
It really does.
Brilliant.
But straight away, I think this is great storytelling. You got Bret, who's attempting to wear down, Roddy Piper, but he's in deep, deep trouble here because he's losing blood.
Just check we're on the same time here, Matt Burns. I'm currently on 52, 27, 28, 29. What are you on?
I think we're pretty much on the same.
I've got Bret just picking up Piper's legs, ready for the sharpshooter.
Ooh.
Oh, classic Bret Hart elbow. Oh, and there goes that foot. That's the foot you were talking about just from that picture.
That's why I'm literally just pausing right now. There we go.
Right hand from Roddy, from Bret. Right hand from Roddy and from Bret.
Oh, a headbutt.
Yeah, big headbutt from Bret Hart. Jim's gone down.
That's interesting. You know the way how that happened just? That's almost just like out the WWE 2K25 game.
Is it?
You can actually do that. The exact way as well, scarily enough.
Probably where they've had it from.
Iconic.
Piper throwing Bret back in the ring. Hot Rod's going for a chair. He's getting the hardware.
Not a chair.
What was it, the ring bell?
Yeah. He's just getting in. Is he in yet for you?
Yeah.
You can see it's the bell, can't you?
Yeah.
Good.
I just assumed he'd picked up a
it's the way he was carrying it.
And the fact that it's blue.
Yep.
I saw classic blue chair.
Yeah, but if you look, you can see the turmoil in his head.
Put him down, Roddy. Come on. Roddy Piper had proper go on, Roddy. Doing. He had proper Von Erich hair, didn't he, Roddy Piper?
Yeah. Decides not to. And I thought it was interesting there. Bobby the Brain Heenan, literally just saying, "Give it me, I'll let him."
Sleepers in.
One of the classic.
And here comes that classic Cody Gunter finish.
Ooh.
Bret gets the win.
I told you Bret Hart was going to win.
What a move by Bret the Hitman Hart. Dum 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 dum. New champ, Bret the Hitman.
This is scary though, because he's upset. Piper's upset. But straight away, the respect.
Because he bled for it, didn't he?
Oh yeah, literally. Great match.
Oh yeah. Listen, for all that we know that I'm not the biggest Bret Hart fan in the world, right?
Yeah.
But I do not doubt his ability. Incredible worker. I just think he's a whiny bitch. Quote me. Right, and if you're watching along at home, we're currently at 56 minutes and 54, 55, 56 seconds. So you can watch along with us or just listen to us talk about it. But we're currently watching WrestleMania 8. We're an hour into the stream, so thanks for joining us. And here they are. I've talked a lot about Lex Luger the last few weeks, Matt Baines, not only because he's going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year, but equally because he plays a huge part in the first 2 episodes of WCW Monday Nitro that we've done the watch-alongs for on TBT Classics. Not a bad promo from Lex here.
Yeah. I like how he actually dubbed the total package. And then I find even more funny who actually said use that as your nickname.
Go on.
Dusty Rhodes.
The most genetically gifted, Matt Baines.
Anatomically as well.
Anatomically. Yeah, you get that word in, mate.
Good. I like that then. But great promo right now.
Quick plug here, Matt Baines, just as we watch Lex Luger get his kit off, is United Wrestling that we do some work for in Stoke-on-Trent normally. They've got a huge show on Saturday, the 26th of April at the Barn, Arias Park, which is Colwyn Bay, North Wales. And what I'd like to let you and everybody else know is currently 50% of the tickets for that show have already been sold.
Oh, very nice.
So 26th of April at Arias Park, you can get tickets from the Village Deli in Old Colwyn or on the website, which is United Wrestling live.co.uk, I believe. Find them on Facebook, United Wrestling. Website www.united-wrestling.co.uk. That's what it is. You can get your tickets on there. But what a show they've got in store for us for your United Wrestling in North Wales, 26th of April. Get your tickets now.
But if I'm not mistaken, that isn't the only time that United Wrestling is out in kicking it. Is it?
No, back in Stoke-on-Trent, 28th of March. That's a week on Friday. Really looking forward to that one too. Loads of good wrestlers booked for that one. Some new faces and some familiar faces. So loads going on there as well. Backstage currently at WrestleMania 8. Who have we got here? We've got the Nasty Boys. We've got, who's that? The Repo Man and the Mountie. Trying to get everyone on this WrestleMania show, Matt Baines.
Can you blame them? But the Repo Man, the Repo Man. Oh, it's interesting, and I'm so glad you actually mentioned about United Wrestling Live. At the Barn.
The Barn,
yeah, definitely great. That'll be a great show to recommend everybody to check out. But also make sure to check them out on in Stoke-on-Trent on Friday the 28th of this month.
March, yes, Friday 28th of March 2025. That show is called. Any ideas? Well, we're in March, Matt Baines, so it can only be one thing.
March Madness.
March Mania. It's March Mania.
Oh, I thought it was March Madness.
No, March Madness is the basketball, baseball thing, I think.
Ah.
Hacksaw Jim
March-
Duggan. Oh, he's on the tally at the minute on WrestleMania 8, along with the
March-
Big Boss Man. And I think, is Virgil there?
I believe he was.
And again, WCW Watch Along I did this week, yesterday actually, last night. I saw Big Boss Man on there as well. Big Bubba Rogers was in action.
Ooh. Oh, here we go.
Special guest ring announcer. That's not Steve Harvey. He said it was the presenter of Family Feud. I want me some Steve Harvey.
A bit before his time, before he took over and made it absolutely, the Steve Harvey show.
Yeah.
And yes, Steve Harvey is legendary.
We've had no entrances here. They're all in the ring. So these guys must have pre-recorded their interviews, and then that would have been playing to people at home whilst they were already in the ring.
Who will be good and who will be considered evil?
Yeah. That's how we rock on Family Feud. Come on, man. It's only a 2.5 hour show. The Mountie. Very good. It's the survey. It's the survey.
That's cheap heat, that is. Nowadays. Cheap shots.
Was a different time. WrestleMania 8 was a different time.
Couldn't do that nowadays.
Nasty Boys, maybe the most overrated tag team of all time. Prove me wrong.
He's out. He's out. Never mind. We're mentioning the baby. The good guys.
We know who they are.
Into it.
I can't believe we didn't get all the entrances.
Well, I believe, as you dubbed it, we have only got so long.
I know, but I wanted, if you ever take a trip down to County, Georgia. Again, never, ever let me sing.
I could make it worse. I could start singing.
And here's Jimmy Hart again.
And nobody wants that.
What, Jimmy Hart?
No, me singing.
Shawn Michaels has left the building.
You've got to love it.
Love Hacksaw.
Legit
did the same gimmick for 30 years.
He's still doing it.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm not
mid 2010s, he came back in the Rumble and was still doing the same stuff.
He's currently, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, if my sources are correct, he's currently in Germany right now.
Do you know what he should do? They should sign him to like MLW or somewhere like that. and just put him in a load of GCW and put him in a load of hardcore matches. I'd love to see hardcore Hacksaw, hardcore Jim Duggan.
I can just see that going wrong.
Imagine him using that 2x4 for real. Here he comes. Here comes Sarge. We're a few years after the turn now, are we?
Last
the
year.
Sarge turn. WrestleMania 7, that.
Last year was the culmination where he fought Hogan.
So he's back to babyface here.
Yeah.
Into the multi-man match.
Well, can't blame him, though, for turning babyface because he probably didn't want... He probably wanted to keep his family safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, this is he came back. He did the big match at WrestleMania. And at this point, he's in the stage now where he's starting to think about winding down, right? He's going to wind down. Eventually, he's going to... back elbow into the midsection. I like that. I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
You know, he's thinking about transitioning into a backstage role. And by the time we get to, 1997, 1998, he's pretty much there, isn't he? So the next few years now is just him winding down that, in-ring career. And here he comes, the big boss man.
Ooh.
In his first run with the WWF.
Before the SWAT gear.
I prefer this. I've told you this before. I prefer the SWAT gear.
Oh, I do.
I call that heel boss man, though, because I think of this version of the boss man as primarily a babyface. And I think about the SWAT gear boss man as primarily a heel. Repo Man's a ridiculous gimmick, isn't it?
It's ridiculously good.
Do you think it's good? I don't. Oh.
I think it's that right. I think
you think it's so bad it's good?
Yeah. It's so bad it's good.
I disagree. I
believe a certain other individual might disagree with you. Who's known for slapping his head.
Yeah. Is that Virgil?
Yes. Well, it's not Vincent.
So he'd left the $1 Million Man at this point then.
Yes. He'd also been the actual $1 million champion as well.
Right. So this is after that.
Yes.
Okay. So this is the attempted babyface run following that then.
Attempted. Badly attempted.
Yeah.
It's sort of a little bit tough for him because he hasn't got that iconic individual.
This is not a very good match. And I know these 8-man tags are a bit clustery anyway. But the characters don't mesh for me. The story I'm not quite getting. I think, it's not working for me, this Matt Burns. It's a blemish on the show so far. Piper and Bret was good. Michaels and Tito was good. This is not good.
I feel as though this could be the filler.
I've never watched a good Nasty Boys match. I think this is on the show just to get these guys on the card.
Probably because he's friends with they're friends with their certain brother.
Yeah, absolutely. They could have just done. It would have been better actually if Repo Man and the Mountie had missed out and they'd just done the Nasty Boys versus Sarge and Big Boss Man.
Mm-hmm. But they couldn't because they had to sort of get them in because it was like, we've got to get them in, show their face
on the show, don't we? Yeah. But people are always going to miss out. Just trying to get everybody that WrestleMania payday, aren't they?
And the problem that you've got there is there's that much chaos. Where's the camera going to go? And look, straight away. Oh, no.
Oh, what's he hitting with?
I think it was Knox.
And the Nasty Boys lose. Virgil gets the win.
I was hoping for a Big Boss Man get the win.
Yeah.
You know exactly
Or Sarge.
Yeah.
Oh, for the tune. If Boss Man went to get the tune. Ray trailer. Gone too soon. Right, I'm going to have to catch up in a second because I just hit an ad.
Oh, you've just hit
I'll
an
catch
ad.
up in a second. Yeah, I'll catch up in a second. That's okay. You keep going.
Right.
Just talk us through what's on your screen.
We've got Mr. Perfect, literally being the absolute perfect hype man. Whoa.
Shut up, Mooney.
Wow. As if you did that. He actually said that.
Yeah, I thought he would. Yeah. Listen, Perfect and Flair, I do know about.
Flair is on peak, straight away. I think this is brilliant. The fact that you got Ric Flair, hyping himself up and literally saying, you want the most coveted champion of all, the World Wrestling Federation Championship, and I can see it. He's going for to be the man. You've got to beat the man. And he's saying how much of a badly kicking he got previously. Tonight's going to be even worse. Oh, that's not going to go down well with Macho. Involving his wife. No.
The whole story was involving his wife. That was the whole point. The story was that he was trying to get under Macho's skin by continuously talking about Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah, and try and get her to go onto Space Mountain.
Woo!
But we're outside the Macho Man locker room right now with Mean Gene.
Mean Gene.
He has got to be in rage mode. He has got to be in rage mode right now.
It was all the work, man. Or some of it was.
Yes. Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, some of it was.
Let's get out to ringside.
Bang on. One half, the big... What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this right now?
On what?
We're now on the WWF or WWE Championship match.
Yeah, listen. It's not the only time this happens. We've seen it in other places. We've seen it where Bam Bam main evented when the title wasn't on the line. WrestleMania 1 wasn't a title match for the main event. It was a tag match with Mr. T. So although it has become customary, the championship hasn't always been the main event of WrestleMania. Roman Undertaker is a very recent example.
Yeah.
So I don't feel bad when the championship isn't the main event. However, my issue here isn't that Flair and Macho didn't main event. That's not my issue, Matt Burns. Do you know what my issue is?
Go on.
My issue is the main event isn't Hogan versus Flair for the title.
Yeah.
Because that's the match. And we got it eventually in WCW. We got it many times.
Yeah.
But we could have had it here at WrestleMania. Flair is the heel champion. Hogan as the babyface to overcome. We would have had the biggest ever NWA champion. The best ever NWA champion at this point, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, versus the biggest box office attraction babyface ever. And we chucked it down the toilet because we preferred the idea of Hogan versus Sid.
A misstep from WWE.
This is, listen, in these days, they very rarely put a foot wrong, right?
Yeah.
In terms of the booking. But this was a mistake. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to love this match. Macho, one of my favorites of all time. Flair, one of my favorites of all time. But the fact that we didn't get Flair and Hogan is a travesty.
Right there when it's there for the picking.
Yeah. And it was the only chance they were ever going to have. Vince knew he was going to start going. By the end of this year, Vince is moving towards a youth movement.
Yeah.
He's moving to that new generation, and Flair doesn't fit anymore. Flair's out the door by the end of the year.
Was Hogan on his way out?
Yeah.
And you got Macho on commentary.
Is WrestleMania 9 the end of Hogan?
I'm just trying to look it up.
I think it is. I think WrestleMania 9 is when we get. It's like, I think it's the King of the Ring after WrestleMania 9. Yeah, it is, because WrestleMania 9 is the one where Hogan wins the title at the end, even though he wasn't on the show.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then by the time King of the Ring comes down, Hogan's gone.
Yeah.
Perfect attacking Savage before the match even starts.
On him straight away.
Here we go. Savage, knee to the back of Flair into the corner.
Yep.
Some shots to Flair. Flair in the classic Ric Flair red trunks, Macho Man in a full-on gold outfit here, which is very different to the gold trunk or the trunks that he would have been wearing a few years previous.
Yeah.
Changed his image here, didn't he, with the full body outfit and the hat from the bandana and the trunks that he was wearing previously.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Matt Burns, you shouldn't let me do my Macho Man impression. No, you shouldn't let me do it. Yeah.
The weird thing about it is,
Don't let me do that again.
The colours of the outfit are vital. Especially when you check the history books.
Oh, yeah.
Because bear in mind, this was Macho's first time wearing all gold to represent that he's going to be gaining gold. But can you name me the iconic outfit that Flair won most of his championships with? What colour?
Go on.
Blue. And that's also including defenses as well.
So red's not a lucky colour for Nate.
Not always, but he has won some matches with red.
Yeah.
He has won some, but he has a higher record when wearing blue. So it does go to show that, you know, colour coordination can matter.
Yeah. Flair sticking the boots into Savage now.
He did.
There's been notes today that Typhoon signed a Legends deal with the WWE today.
Yes, he has. I believe that statement has been sort of going out, which is certainly interesting.
Absolutely. Also, Obafemi's getting quite the rub at the minute backstage on NXT. Not only The Undertaker reckons he's going to be a huge star, but Matt Hardy now has come out as well and said that he thinks that Obafemi's the future.
Can you blame them, though?
I mean, if you don't already, make sure that you're listening to the NXT review each and every week on the Burning Truth YouTube channel, 251. Also, you can get the big NXT review, anywhere you enjoy your podcast these days as well, Matt Beans. We've sorted that out, haven't we?
Wait. And that does also include
Apple Podcasts. Okay. Yeah, well done for sorting that out. I know we've had some issues getting it on there, so good.
I will
say, go on.
I will say, sleepless nights, hard work.
But if I was to say to you, Matt Burns, that Obafemi is not only is he younger than us, but he's not very old at all. How old would you say you think Obafemi is without cheating and Googling it?
I'm not even anywhere near it.
Obafemi is 26 years old. That geezer's going to be a megastar, right? 6'6", 310 pounds of absolute muscle.
I would have said, wow.
Yeah, but he's already won NXT Championship, North American Championship. He won the men's breakout tournament, the men's Iron Survivor. He's won 2 NXT End of Year awards, including Match of the Year versus Josh Briggs and Dijak at Stand and Deliver last year. And he won Male Superstar of the Year last year. He's just, and he's been in WWE 2-3 years max. Madness.
And on top of that, I'm going to go back to referencing the WWE 2K25 game.
Yeah.
He's also got unique actions on there that are
Has
only fitted for him.
Oh, really? That's cool.
So that not only does showcases how special he is, the fact that he's got his own unique actions of attack, says he's a big deal. He's a big deal.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest with you, rightly so. Rightly so, because right now, Obafemi's presence, dominance, isn't just affecting NXT, it's also causing effect in TNA as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be fair, he absolutely battered Moose. The match was huge at Roadblock this Tuesday. Really, really solid match. But let's be fair, he battered him.
Not only that, because of that battering, the system is now currently questioning Moose.
Not surprised, man.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they're even telling Moose that he's got to defend his X Division Championship in Ultimate X.
Ooh. Moose will struggle to get up there.
Although I can see a classic, the way that a certain Team 3D or Dudley Boys did it. Using ladders, even though that's the one match you can't use them in.
Yeah. Matt Burns, I'm asking you a serious question here. Unrest, as we actually just, before I do, just tease that question there just briefly. Before I ask my next question, just watching Ric Flair stomp the hell out of the Macho Man Randy Savage in the corner in a match for the WWF Championship at WrestleMania 8. And if you're watching along with us, we're currently coming up to 1 hour, 25 minutes and 0.12 seconds. Try to time that for the clock. Yeah, if you're watching along with us at home. My question's not wrestling related, Matt Burns. I'm interested in something else right now, just while I've got you on the stream. Are you currently watching Marvel's Daredevil Born Again?
Yes!
Oh, yeah. So I'm currently waiting for the 4th episode to release, but what an absolute banger that's been. No spoilers, please, for anybody that's not watching yet, but
highly recommend you watch. I highly recommend you watch from episode. Now, I'll say this to you. You either got to watch it weekly to get yourself either excited each week, or you got to torture yourself to wait to the end, and then you're going to watch them all in one hit, and then absolutely torture yourself because then you got to wait for the next season.
Yeah, but I think this is 18 episodes, this series. So that's 18 weeks. I couldn't wait that long.
Oh, no. For me, I'm normally a binge watcher at times. For me, this is a TV show you have to watch weekly. And I agree totally. It's and in case anybody wants to know when it's on and where to watch it, you can watch it on Disney Plus, and it's every Wednesday.
Oh, there you go. So I'm waiting for the next episode this Wednesday. Here's something, right? Here's something. How many times have you cried? Because 2 out of 3 episodes so far have cried. Big back body drop to Flair.
Although
Macho's on a roll here.
He got me.
Yeah,
they got me.
Totally.
No. Think about that. And you know how much of a comic book geek I am.
Yeah.
They got me.
Episode 1 got you, or episode 3 got you?
Both.
Yeah. Yeah, I must admit they got me hook, line, and sinker. But
So
the change, but just so you know, the change to episode 1,
yeah,
or what happened in episode 1, was the reason that filming was postponed and they rewrote it
yeah,
and refilmed a lot of it. Yeah.
yeah. No, I can 100% understand, because if they were trying to follow certain actions, it might have been somebody else.
Yeah.
But I feel as though they've done something that makes me really happy, because they actually using the actual TV universe, as they say, or the Marvel universe, to be its own thing. So it doesn't have to necessarily follow the comics. So please, please surprise us more.
Yeah. Yeah,
Love
absolutely.
it.
Well, I'm glad I talked about that.
But right now,
we talk a lot of wrestling. We talk a lot of wrestling. We love a lot of wrestling, but there are other things in life that we like, aren't there, mate?
Of course. Because, well, bear in mind, I have repeatedly mentioned gaming.
Yeah. You're a big gamer, aren't you? I'm not so much of a big gamer. I tend to stick to FIFA, wrestling games. My kids play a lot of Fortnite at the minute, so I'm forced to play Fortnite quite a lot. But I don't mind. I got a couple of victory royales tonight before I came on the live stream earlier on. So.
Nice. Well, for me, I've been literally dipping my toe into watch the WWE 2K25 game, which I will say, outstanding.
Yeah, I've not got it yet.
Absolutely outstanding. No spoilers being given. Do recommend you check it out. But I've also been checking out.
Should get some of it streamed on here, Matt Burns.
Oh, potentially. Maybe save the island for it.
And just before you start that anymore, we've got Ric Flair busted open now.
Oh yeah.
So that might be why he wore red, because he didn't want to get blood all over his blue tights.
Well, that might be another record. Anyway, for myself, as I've been playing that wrestling game as well, non-wrestling wise, a non-wrestling game I've been playing lately as well, Balatro.
Okay.
An indie darling game.
And how's the story?
Not much of a story. It's a nice little card-based game where you got to make hands out of certain things. It's randomly generated, and I will say, expect the unexpected. It went from, oh, this is just a simple little game. Now I'm having to play the game every day. I'm having to play the game every day. I have to get me Balatro, my Balatro fill in.
You fix, yeah.
I need it. But here we go. He's going off with the legendary elbow drop right now. Macho Man is.
Man, big elbow.
He's pointing up to the sky.
Oh,
he's in the air. Boom!
Oh, perfect. No. Pulls him out. It's a 2 count. Ridiculous.
Oh, the thing is, technically that could be a disqualification, but you got it. Technically, but it's smart that they're letting it keep going, because Macho can sit there and just go, no, I don't want to disqualify him. I don't want to be disqualified, but look at this. The dirtiest player in the game is literally looking up.
Oh,
there's a situation. Oh, referee's down. He's still got the tie. Oh no!
What did he give to Flair?
He's got some knuckle dusters.
Well, we know all about those. Bang! Oh, what a shot with those!
Oh. Gonna be feeling that.
Spot on.
And straight out. Is this it?
Kicked
Denied. Out. And a little head nose right there to call it down the middle.
Good old Hill.
Good old Hill. Just stop trying to sell t-shirts.
I mean, yeah.
Selling t-shirts for extra pay. What?
I mean, nobody told him they couldn't.
I believe that's why he actually got fired, because they did say he couldn't.
Him and Dave.
Yep. Oh, hang on. We've got a steel chair coming into play.
Ooh.
Boom! Flair's not even worried right now. He's literally just going. He's done. Middle of the. Oh, hang on.
Here comes Miss Elizabeth. And Dave Edna's trying to stop it.
No, do not do this.
Shane McMahon as well.
A young Shane.
Very young.
Here comes the money.
Money talks.
Oh, I like that one. I like that.
What?
Money does talk.
Money talks.
Anyway.
Here comes the money.
Money, 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 money. Dollar, dollar. But there we go. We've got Miss Elizabeth at ringside trying to cheer on a man. Ooh. Shin breaker.
Yeah.
And is this?
Figure
Figure four.
But he's going to see Miss Elizabeth and that's going to spur him on, I think.
It's locked in, though. It's in deep.
It's in deep.
It's in deep. Well, as you can imagine, this is an iconic match. Because if you think about it, right now, history could be changed if it were. Oh, look at this! The double assist.
Loving it, aren't they?
Oh, definitely. The scary thing about it is, with this, if this match did not take place or the result changed, we could have a very, very different WWE.
Oh, 1,000%.
Flair beating on Macho,
slapping him, yeah, wailing on him.
Is he going to turn him over? Is he going to turn the tide? He's turning.
I don't think so.
He's going to turn. He's going to turn.
Flair.
He's shaking it. He's rattling. He's almost there. He's almost there. He's almost there. And I'm going. We've got the assist. Referee, no, denied and turn over.
I like that. Very good reffing.
Oh,
can't see Derek doing that.
He would have missed the kick.
Yeah.
We'll just count it.
big shout out to Derek. 15-year vet, not save one animal.
But straight away, as you can see, Macho is hobbling on one leg. Oh. She winked at him. She did not.
Another shin breaker.
Oh.
It's a good move for Flair, that, with doing the figure four.
Beats down on that leg. Counted.
1,
Roll
2, 3. Roll up win. WrestleMania 8 World Championship match.
A roll up win to end the feud.
It wasn't buried in 1992. I hate that. But the babyface gets the win, which is the main thing. It's the right thing for the moment.
And the belt.
And for the belt. I mean, was it the right thing to come off Flair at this time? Maybe not.
Maybe not, but who knows? Who knows? Maybe that could be a history that you could possibly rewrite.
Maybe we go back and we do the what if at some point. He's going for Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, what about me? Well, you got the belt. Oh,
get him, Miss Elizabeth.
Get him. And then comes Savage. And then comes Savage immediately. What you do? Straight away, everyone's in immediately. Was that legit heat? You touch Elizabeth? Come on. They ain't quick for Macho. But then comes Flair. Bedlam and mayhem.
She went after him with a vengeance.
Got Flair with the shows. I'll just think if that was today's, that'd be P.T. Williams.
Yeah, and Abyss. And who else? Jason Jordan.
Yeah, or Kenny Dykstra.
Yeah. And anybody else? Hurricane Helms? Or the people that they don't want to say the name of while they're in the ring.
Although, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I believe on one show, I believe PT got mentioned once.
They do, very occasionally they do it, and I would prefer them do that, because when they're making it, they're trying to separate them, etc. And we've got former wrestlers who are agents within that, for them not to make any comment.
Yeah.
That they are, because if the music hit and they came down to the ring to fight, and they'd be going, "Oh my God, Robert Roode is here," but like,
yeah. Oh, that's a rare call. And once again,
yeah,
it's normally no.
Yeah. This time it's and once again.
That's that. You know, I like that. I like that.
What happens from here with the Savage and the WWF title? Matt Burns, where does he go from here?
He goes from here. He starts building a bit of a name for himself, and I believe he ends up going with Hulk Hogan.
What, he feuds with Hogan after this?
You know, he forms the Mega Powers.
Oh, again?
Has it happened already?
Yeah, we've had the Mega Powers explode, haven't we?
I'm just looking it up now.
Yeah, that was like WrestleMania 4 or...
Well, that was it. We go from here to Macho, and I'm just looking it up now.
Well, as you do that, if you're currently watching along with us, we're at WrestleMania 8. We're at 1 hour, 39 minutes and 47, 48, 49 seconds. So if you're joining us, thank you very much. Get in the comments below. We've asked a couple of questions so far. What is your favorite WrestleMania? Which wrestler never won a world championship but absolutely deserved to? And who is the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time? While we're talking about greatest Intercontinental champions, we've just had one, Matt Burns, Macho Man Randy Savage. But where does he go with his world title from here?
Well, he ends up going over to SummerSlam, defending his championship against the Ultimate Warrior.
Really?
Yes.
In 1992? Wowza.
Yes.
I thought that experiment was over by now. So when does Yokozuna pick the title up?
That would be... Hang on. That would be the following WrestleMania.
Yokozuna doesn't win the title till the following WrestleMania?
Yes.
What, wins it and then loses it to Hogan immediately?
Yes.
Okay. With you.
Yes, because we then go from SummerSlam into Survivor Series, where I find it unusual because you got the Ultimate Warrior and Savage tagging.
Right, that's right, yeah.
Against Ric Flair and Razor Ramon.
Flair doesn't look very happy in this interview.
Oh, he isn't. He's lambastic and livid. I believe
Jezebel.
I believe by the time it comes between SummerSlam and Survivor Series of 1992, we end up having the title change hands during that time. Because when we go into Survivor Series of 1992, Bret Hart is the champion.
Yeah, so Bret and Savage must have a match, maybe a Saturday night's main event in there.
I'm just looking into it right now in regards to the reigns, because...
Again, we might watch along that this year as we go through the year. I think we're going to continue watching these 1992 pay-per-views as we get through the year and closer to them, right?
Yeah. It's a good call. I'm just trying to find it now.
Bobby Heenan's left commentary as you're doing that and gone backstage with Mr. Perfect and Ric Flair for this promo.
I'm just trying to
calling Ric Flair the greatest champion in history.
I'm just trying to remember the reigns right now and how it came to be.
Oh, Savage used the tights for that win, that roll up.
Yes.
He's like his old lady, a cheater.
Oh, this is interesting.
Go on.
The title does change hands twice between SummerSlam and Survivor Series. Ric Flair gains it back.
Oh, and then drops it to Bret.
On Primetime Wrestling, on air tape delay on September 14th. And the biggest shocker is when Bret Hart won it.
You're going to tell me it's a house show now, aren't you? I feel like that's in the back of my brain somewhere.
In one
house show title win, wowza.
As your first championship.
Anything can happen in the WWF. You've got to be there to see it.
And it wasn't a short reign either.
Macho Man here now. He's got his promo with his new world championship backstage.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah. He wants the whole Flair package. This isn't over. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It makes you feel.
Watch me and Gene asking Elizabeth here.
Oh.
I love Randy Savage. That's a cracking promo. If you get a chance to watch anything off that show, watch that promo.
Yeah.
It's about 1 hour, 45 minutes through. As we're watching, we're at 1 hour, 45 minutes, 21, 22 seconds if you're watching along with us on The Burning Truth.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 8. And now we've got it looks like a press conference.
Yeah.
Probably a previous press conference. And Hogan
and Hulk Hogan.
Ah, right, okay. Oh, and this is Sid starting the turn, wants to go after Hogan. This is a good promo from Sid. I know we gave him some grief for the we're alive, pal, but overall, Sid was a good promo.
Oh, yeah. He brought the intensity.
And what about this for a star-powered main event to Saturday night's main event? The Undertaker and Ric Flair versus Hogan and Sid Justice. That's a huge match.
That's a huge main event.
Huge.
But look at that. You can see the look. Come on, brother. Help me out, brother.
Oh, doesn't want to tag Hogan here.
Nope.
At Saturday night's main event.
Just turns his back on him and leaves.
And Brutus Beefcake doesn't know what to do at ringside. I mean, he didn't know what to do ever, did he? But he certainly didn't know what to do at ringside.
He can help himself.
Wow. I don't know much about this feud at all. I was much more familiar with the Flair Macho Man feud.
Yeah.
This, I knew they had the match, and I knew they set it up originally at the Royal Rumble, if you like, when Hogan eliminated Sid.
Yeah.
Set it in motion there, didn't they? But I didn't know. I don't know, like all these segments, etc.
Yeah.
Mainly, I didn't know Brutus Barber Beefcake was mainly included in all this.
Yeah, he will be because he's good friends with Hogan.
Yeah.
And the scary thing about it is right now we've got him going ballistic, trashing the place, and
what's he got all over his face?
I believe some of the products that he just broke. That's what I'm sticking to. That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm sticking to.
Yeah, let's hope.
The point being is,
it's not a coke rage, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm definitely saying it's not that. No. The point being is, right now, you've got Sid Justice, who has livid that Hogan has taken that spotlight again. And you can see him getting enraged. You know, it should be him. You know, he is the ruler of the world. And look at this.
Was he still Sid Justice at this point?
Sid Justice. Oh, that was raw.
Right, my next question then for the chat, if anybody fancies answering it, or in the comments below, is was Sid Justice versus Hulk Hogan, was that the rightful main event? That's the question I want to ask. Sid is an absolute powerhouse here. Again, if you're watching along with us live, we're currently watching WrestleMania 8. We're at 1 hour, 49 minutes and 35, 36, 37 seconds. If you want to watch along with us. And just as we watch a video package of Sid absolutely doing guys over on the road to wrestling Hogan in this WrestleMania main event.
He looks deranged.
But I don't think that's our next match, Matt Baines. I think we've got something else first.
Yeah.
We maybe got a couple of things coming. Tatanka.
You got me thinking.
Oh, it's Rick Martel at the back.
I think you got it right.
Tatanka and Rick Martel.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I love the model Rick Martel, you know. It's a silly gimmick, and it's something they did over and over again through the years in different iterations. You know, the last version was like Rob Conway did a pretty good version of this, didn't he? Where he did a very similar gimmick.
Just look at me.
Yeah. But I think it's a gimmick that could last forever. Dashing Cody Rhodes, another good version. But yeah, Rick Martel, good. Yeah, I love the character. I'm not sure I love the in-ring work, but I certainly love the character.
Yeah.
Here he comes, making his way out. WrestleMania 8 doesn't get any bigger than this. He's in the popcorn match before the main. Or is there one more after this? There might be one more after this before Hogan. Are we missing Earthquake and Typhoon?
Earthquake?
Earthquake.
Did you say earthquake?
Oh dear, Freudian slip. Earthquake and Typhoon.
Yes. And there is another match after that one.
There's another match after that one as well?
Yes.
How many more matches have we got?
We've got this one and 3 others.
3 others? No, we haven't.
We've got there's 10 in total. This is match 7. Then we've got a match 8, which will be the tag match. We've then got a singles match in the 9th. And then we've got the main event in number 10.
That's madness. I feel like we might have to stop and do a part 2.
It does feel like that a little bit. But anyway, let's get on with it. Down to I
It's
haven't met this.
Tatanka.
I know people who have met him.
Yeah.
Yep, who've actually met him and said what a great guy he is.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he's Xena Warrior Princess's dad. Only because of the I used to love Xena Warrior Princess. For anybody that's watching that might be Googling that, that's absolute rubbish. I've just made that up. Couldn't help myself.
It could be real in another universe.
Maybe. Tatanka, he made a really bizarre return to WWE in the 2000s, didn't he? Maybe the 2010s.
Here we go. Ooh.
I've got a fact about Tatanka, actually. Yeah.
Go on.
So you might remember that early in his WWF run, Tatanka would take a pillow to the ring. Any ideas why he did that?
Go on.
Well, it's because his undefeated streak was putting his opponents and the fans straight to sleep. Ho! A bit of Tatanka hate on the pod.
I may have actually borrowed that from him at one point during a certain feud I had in the past.
He's all right, really, Tatanka. He's all right.
No, you don't know about this, do you? This is some history.
No. Go on.
During a time when I was having a match against a certain individual.
Just say names, Matt Baines, God.
Richard Lees.
Right, yeah.
Put him in a sleeper as he's going down.
You never knocked him out.
No. Literally managed to get a pillar while he was down and put it right behind his head.
Put him on a pillow.
But, you see, he's that boy and he put himself to sleep and followed it with a stomp.
Following his WWF run, he opened a supermarket, Tatanka.
Oh.
Do you know why?
Go on.
Because he knew how to chop prices down. Again, absolute rubbish. I've no idea if there was a Tatanka supermarket.
Wow. Wow.
A lot of Tatanka hate tonight. I never knew I disliked him so much.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. How can you do this?
Yeah, I like him, really. But I tell you I don't like.
Go on.
That whiny bitch, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Oh, we know your natural hatred for him.
Hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike.
We know you dislike him.
It's all the work, guys. I don't really hate him. I don't know him.
I'm sorry, but I may have to check who you are right now.
I'm sure he hates me too if he knows who I am.
He'd probably give you a 3 out of 10 rating.
I'd get a -3, mate. I would.
No. Or you might get a -5 stars.
Rick Martel with a backbreaker to Tatanka. Now going up to the top rope.
Here we go. We've got
Jim from Friday Night Dinner refereeing this match again.
I don't believe it. I've just found a comparison for Rick Martel.
Who?
And I daren't say it because it might involve politics.
Big back body drop to Rick Martel. Couple of chops.
He looks like he looks like a certain Rishi Dishy.
He does a bit, fair dues. the model Rishi Sunak.
He does not.
Wow.
I can't see it now. I blame you for the comparisons.
It's because that ref looks like Jim. Big clothesline from Rick Martel to Tatanka.
It's in. It's done.
Ducks the clothesline this time. Big crossbody from Tatanka. 1, 2, 3. Crossbody finishes him. Rick Martel's done. Tatanka gets the win.
So that's who I borrowed. So that's where I borrowed that finish from.
Maybe.
Good finish.
Seemed a bit short to me, that one. But I suppose the next few will, won't they? Because there's only half an hour left of the show. And we've still got 2 more matches plus the main.
It might have actually been a slip-up, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. I think they've been told to cut time. As we
no,
go.
I think... No, because he came out, he's like, does actually win?
Again, if you're watching along with us, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, do all the good stuff. We'll love you forever. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it's taking a long time, but that doesn't mean we're not pushing. We're pushing. And you're the only guys who can help. So please hit that subscribe button. We're now backstage, an interview with the tag team champions. We've got the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. We've got IRS, Michael Wall Street, and Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart.
Did you call him Michael Wall Street?
I was watching his debut on Nitro on the WCW watch along last night. So if you've watched that on the channel, get on the TBT Classics playlist, and you can watch the Nitro watch alongs that I've been doing as WCW has been loaded or starting to be loaded onto the WCW YouTube channel, which has been fantastic to see. As we're watching this interview now, we're currently at 1 hour, 59 minutes and 22 seconds. And here are our new or future, soon to be WWE Hall of Famers, Matt Burns.
Sorry for the spoilers.
Do you want to talk to us about Earthquake and Typhoon?
Well, the fact that I keep getting mistaken for one of them.
I mean, that guy on the left, Earthquake, could be your twin. You know what's ridiculous? If I grow a really bad mullet, the Hammer Slammers, this could be us.
I'm down for that.
We could cosplay as these, genuinely.
October?
You would just need to shave the front part of your head.
I might do it.
You should. It'd be really funny.
Or get a ball cap.
For Halloween, you absolutely should. Because if you shave this front part of your head, you would look just like him. And here comes, in my opinion, I asked the question earlier on, didn't I? But the wrestler who never won a world championship but absolutely deserved to. And for me, the answer is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase.
So good. So good. And look at that.
And
it's so generous.
Shyster.
You know, you got Ted DiBiase being so generous and giving out money.
IRS.
Money Incorporated. Gotta love it.
Money Inc., yeah.
It's all about the money.
Money talks.
Well, money's walking right now.
Hey. Very different look on WCW, you know, IRS. Erwin or Shyster. He was straight in the black singlet over on WCW Nitro for his first match. It was really good on him, actually.
Slimming, was it?
And do you know what? As I watched it, also, he's not the only person in this match who was on WCW at that time, because Earthquake was over there as well as Avalanche.
Oh.
So that series is 1995 Nitros. So I think it started September 95. So by September 95, IRS and Earthquake over on the WCW side. But here we are, the natural disasters, and there's the sign, the natural disasters rule. I like Typhoon and Earthquake, and I'm really glad they're going into the Hall of Fame this year.
Oh, yeah. Need to.
And I think I'm wondering whether that will be it for the class of the Hall of Fame, or whether they're going to shorten it to just those, or whether they're going to lengthen it. But I mean, they've got to fit it in after SmackDown on the Friday, so I can't think they'd want to do loads.
They'll find a way.
And I will admit, I think less is more. I wouldn't be upset if they left it where it was now. I do wonder how long it'll be till they put The Rock in there.
Just make you wonder.
Triple H was a good call because not only is he doing a cracking job now as head of creative, but also his in-ring career is definitely over, isn't it? You know, it's medically over. And this isn't an Edge deal where he'll come back in a couple of years. Like, it is over.
Yeah. And it is unfortunate. This is weird, seeing the natural disasters as the faces.
The babyface team. Just goes to show, though, that the big guys can be babyfaces. You know, we've seen it most recently on TV with the likes of Heavy Machinery, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Nice pack of crisps, mate. I've not done the snacks thing tonight. I've just done the drinks. I had an energy drink at the start, and then I've been on the water ever since. Oh, big clothesline from Earthquake. And then a second one to IRS. First one to Ted DiBiase, and now he's just wailing on him, bumping him around. In comes Typhoon. It's coming together.
Ooh,
and Earthquake and Typhoon standing tall, yeah. Natural disaster standing tall in the ring. Was Typhoon Tugboat? Yeah.
Yes.
And most famously, the Shockmaster.
Yeah.
They both had some ridiculous gimmicks. So we had Typhoon, who eventually became the Shockmaster, and Earthquake, who eventually became Golga. With that growth on his head under the mask.
There is worse.
What worse gimmicks?
Yeah.
Go on.
Don't you remember when he was in WCW?
Right.
Because before he became Golga, he was... I'm just looking it up now for you.
I just said I saw him in WCW in 95. He was...
Avalanche,
yeah.
But that wasn't his only appearance. I'm just trying to find it now for us. He was even the dreaded The Shark.
Oh, The Shark, yeah.
He was also the Canadian Earthquake.
Yeah. Is that the name he used? Is that the name he used in Japan? Ooh,
no, I'm not even gonna pronounce that name. When he was doing his sumo days,
giving Typhoon the chops and some right hands in the corner. Sends off Typhoon, reverses. Ted hits the corner hard.
He was originally known as the Canadian Earthquake before he was Earthquake.
Really?
Yep. He then also became Earthquake Evans. The Gargoyle.
The Gargoyle.
Golga,
yeah. Part of the oddities.
His real name?
Oh, that didn't happen. Oh, he did go over in the end. Well done, Typhoon. Saved that then.
The names that you were referring to were ready? Koten Te was his first one, and his second one was Koten Zan.
Koten Zan. Well, as you say that, we're currently at 2 hours, 7 minutes, and now 12:30 13, 14 seconds if you're watching along. Thanks for sticking with us. We're currently watching Ted DiBiase and IRS wrestle Typhoon and Earthquake in a tag match, the Natural Disasters, and Typhoon just got double clotheslined by Ted DiBiase and IRS. Go on, Matt Burns, finish your thoughts.
I'm just looking it up. When he was doing his sumo, he was eventually known as Koto Tenzan Toshimitsu.
Yoshimitsu?
Toshimitsu.
Oh, not Yoshimitsu.
No, not like Tekken.
Not like Tekken.
Or as they did in the badly dubbed anime, Tekken.
Yeah. Again, if you're watching with us or you're watching later on YouTube, please put in the comments below. I've asked some questions tonight. What is your favorite WrestleMania? Which wrestler never won a world championship but absolutely deserved to? Who is the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time? And was Sid Justice versus Hulk Hogan the rightful main event for WrestleMania 8? They're the questions that I'm looking for answers to, guys.
Yeah.
Do all the good stuff. Subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, comment, do all that good stuff.
To answer that last question for you,
yeah,
no, no,
it wasn't the rightful main event. Well, we've already talked about that at length, but I'll say it again. You know, for me, Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair was the match, and we missed. We dropped the ball here. As DiBiase missing the closing of the Typhoon and a double closing and Typhoon down. We're probably looking for a hot tag here now.
Falling asleep. He's not falling asleep.
No chance.
He's reserving energy.
Yeah. 1000%.
Oh, here we go. Boom. I thought that was going to be a drop kick, Dan. But then again, Earthquake.
Big line to IRS. Line to Ted DiBiase. Bump.
For a big man, he can move.
And here we go. Irish whip. Meet in the middle. Boom. Big double bump. Ooh. They just don't look very like the big guys. I know the big guys, and I know like they're not used to playing the babyface, but they're not necessarily like giving much fire here, are they? Like I just want a little bit more Sami Zayn in the mannerisms. Yeah, I just want a bit of come on. And here comes Earthquake now. Oh, here we go. We've got a comment, Matt Burns. And I think this is an answer to which wrestler never won a world championship but absolutely deserved to. May Eunice thinks that Razor Ramon should have been champion at least once.
Yeah.
It didn't happen in WWF and it could have done, but I think more frustratingly that it never happened in WCW. Totally had the opportunity to make that happen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Scott Hall.
Yeah. As this match that we're watching live, Money Inc., IRS and Ted DiBiase have intentionally got themselves counted out so that the Natural Disasters get the win, but the title does not change hands on a count out. So Money Inc. retain the championships there.
I actually thought they actually took the titles.
Yeah, they got the belts and they've intentionally got themselves counted out and gone. Again, mate, thanks for your comment. Really appreciate that. I also want to ask you while you're on, and anybody else who's watching along, what do you think? Was Sid Justice versus Hulk Hogan the rightful main event for this one?
Let's hear your thoughts. And we do appreciate it that you put out that comment about Razor Ramon. And I do agree with you.
And here's Brutus the Barber Beefcake getting his bit of interview time backstage. I'm not sure why. Like, what's he got to do with anything at this point? Answer me, Matt Burns. What's he got to do with anything?
Because he's the best friend.
Who's best friend?
Hulk Hogan's.
I thought Tugboat was Hulk Hogan's best friend. Why has he got so many best friends?
Because Hogan's a friendly guy. And yet they seem to keep turning on him though as well.
True story there.
Somehow. Well, bear in mind in the current era, the crowd turn on Hogan.
It is. Hey, there's one thing I'll tell you about Bruce the Barber Beefcake. He's the number one Hulkamaniac, he says.
Of course he is. Hogan kept him in the job.
Brother Brutai.
And
this is our last match now before the main event, by the sounds of it, Matt Burns.
Yes, it is.
So the match that is going to become before the World Championship match on WrestleMania 8 is Owen Hart. Oh, he just got spat in the face by Skinner. Oh, so it's Owen versus Skinner. Right, okay.
Yes. Oh, is that it?
Shoulder breaker followed up by some big punches. And is he bleeding?
No,
is that just the tobacco spit?
Tobacco. It's the tobacco. Not very hygienic.
Well, no. It was a different time. That's what you have to say. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Another comment from May. May says Savage and Flair would have been an entertaining main event. Yeah, the match was solid. I'm not convinced on the finish, the roll up with the tights from Macho Man. We've seen that earlier on in the in the stream.
If I'm not mistaken, years later on, 2025, it got buried alive. The roll up did.
Yeah, but no, what I mean is that
I think the real main event.
And that would have been a quality main event, but I suppose you can't argue with the star power of Hogan. I mean, what I would have done is, as Owen Hart gets the win with a roll up himself, I would have done Hogan. I would have done Hogan Flair for this one. And thank you for your message, May, and also thank you for the emoji. We really appreciate that one. That's a classic TBT. As Owen Hart gets the win here, which means, Matt Baines, we are finally coming up to our main event, Hogan versus Sid Justice, as we get another replay of this roll-up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good finish there from Owen. Running out of time there, they weren't they? I think that's why they maybe rushed that one. And now we've got the interview backstage with Sid Justice with Mean Gene. And I can't tell who that is behind him, Matt Burns. You're going to have to fill me in there.
Harvey Whippleman.
Is it Harvey?
Harvey Whippleman. Hart?
And again, I really appreciate Sid for his promos. And I know we had a bit of a joke about him, etc., because of the we're live, pal. But actually, overall, his promos were good.
Oh, we brought the intensity. Always.
He promises it's going to be his last match. Thanks again, May, for your comments. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate you engaging. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, give a like on the video. And now we've got the interview from Hulk, where I think this was before, and being interviewed by good old Vincent Kennedy McMahon here, Matt Baines.
No comments. No.
This is on the march to WrestleMania a week before.
It was.
Again, if you're watching along with us live, we're currently at 2 hours, 16 minutes, 55, 56, 57 seconds. If you're watching on Netflix, as we are, or the WWE Network, wherever you are in the world, or Peacock,
Netflix,
or DVD,
Peacock,
however
DVD,
you VHS, yeah, however you watch your content. And we're really counting down to this now. We are waiting for Hogan versus Sid. Because I think the reason we want to watch this more than anything, Matt Burns, is to sort of judge it against that Flair Savage match and where we think it sort of fits in the hierarchy of the show. We're also going to give this show a rating out of 5 bangers afterwards as well, which will be really exciting. See how many bangers we give WrestleMania 8. If you haven't watched a watch along with us before, or any show of us before, we rate everything we watch out of 5 bangers.
And no, there will never be a 6th banger. 5 is the max.
Well, that depends if we watch anything in the Tokyo Dome, I suppose.
Or the Superdome.
The Superdome.
Superdome.
This one's the Who's the Dome? How's the Dome?
How's the Dome? In Indiana.
And then we're back to the Sid interview.
Oh.
Here's the intensity.
Yeah.
He curses him.
Look at them eyes.
Wow. Because he rules the world. Cracking promo, that, you know.
Yeah.
Cracking promo. Oh, that's a great question, May. May wants to know, Matt Burns, as we get ready for this main event, she wants to know, what do you two think would be an awesome WrestleMania main event, picking from any past or present male or female characters? So I suppose what the question I think she's asking here is, what is a WrestleMania main event that hasn't happened that we wish could have happened?
Oh. One fall. Sorry, I had to.
I'm going to say that I think Dr. Harvey will win. I think CM Punk John Cena should have main evented a WrestleMania.
Ooh.
That's my call. And I was going to go something earlier then. I was going to say that I think Rock Triple H should have main evented WrestleMania 2000. But actually, I'm disappointed that in their primes, John Cena and CM Punk never got to main event at WrestleMania. If you think about the match they had on Raw before WrestleMania 29, 27, one of those, they had a match on Raw. It was maybe the best Monday Night Raw match I've ever seen. So that's what I would have liked to have seen, May. I would have liked to have seen CM Punk and John Cena main event for all the right reasons.
That's a good one.
I don't know what your thoughts are, Matt Burns.
One match I would love to have seen, especially even if it was for the battle, but just for the contrast difference between these two individuals. And oddly enough, you mentioned one of them.
Go on.
CM Punk.
Yeah.
Versus the Rattlesnake.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I appreciate that. I'll tell you what else, Matt Baines, just because we give male, and that's a good shout, let's give female as well. So for me, I wish we could have seen the 4 horsewomen of NXT, Bayley, Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch in a 4-way. I wish we could have got that for one of the women's titles.
Absolute crime, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
Absolute crime.
Also, a match that could have happened that was didn't happen for whatever reason. At one point in WWE, we had the 4 horsewomen of NXT and the 4 horsewomen of MMA all signed, and we didn't do that either. Madness. And here's the Hulkster as we get to 2 hours, 21 minutes and 35 seconds.
You got me thinking now about what match I should go for now. And the scary thing about it is, where do we top that? Where do we top that?
Sorry,
yeah,
I'm just
can I top the 4 horsewomen? Can I top the 4 horsewomen?
I mean, maybe.
I would have
Trish
liked to have
Lita main
seen.
evented a Raw. Could they have main evented a WrestleMania? I don't know. Maybe
I
a
would
bit
have
later.
I would have liked to have seen a passing of the torch,
Yeah.
potentially.
Well, I think we're getting that this year's WrestleMania with Charlotte and Tiffy. Remember, t-shirt incoming on the burningtruthuk.com. It's Stiffy time. Oh, we're starting already.
Straight away.
Sid's putting Hogan down straight away.
And in case you're wondering, for a main event, possibly for the way, it's hard to say because I would like to have a current modern day individual against a past individual.
Go on.
Because the only question is do I go down for the Attitude Era? Do we go down China? Or do we go down Or do we go down to Trish Stratus?
The problem with China in the women's division is it's a bit similar to Rhea Ripley now, although we've got characters to, go toe-to-toe with her. China, we had nobody to go toe-to-toe with her. But China versus Rhea Ripley is incredible idea.
Yeah, straight away. China versus Rhea Ripley.
Both of them in the primes.
Yeah, both in the prime. Or Trish versus Tiffy.
Trish and Tiffy's another good one. And we're now finally getting this match started after a full-on brawl.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go with the Rhea Ripley versus China.
Yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, mate. I hope that answers your question. We give a few different answers there, but I'm interested in what do you think? What do you think? You gave us the comment. What do you think? What do you think would be an awesome WrestleMania main event picking from past or present wrestlers? Sid now getting back in the ring with Hogan. I knew we were going to get the t-shirt ripper and Hogan doing a bit of posing because when Sid and Hogan first had that brawl, they never stopped his entrance theme.
Yeah.
Which was really weird to watch.
Gotta get my merch in.
And now here we go. We've got Hogan, Sid, WrestleMania 8 main event. They've built it up really well, actually, during the show. Earl Hebner's reffing this one.
I feel that they're trying to recreate a certain magical WrestleMania here.
Yeah, do you think? What do you think? What are you trying to say?
I think they're trying to sort of a little bit remake a bit of the WrestleMania 3.
All right, okay. I just think they're just giving Hogan another monster to slay here, really.
But yeah, but that's what I'm saying. What the difference is, Sid might be a bit more agile.
Yeah, I like Sid. I like this a lot at the minute. I wasn't sure on Sid when I was younger, but I certainly, the more I've watched of his work, the more I've grown to appreciate and like Sid. As we get to 2 hours, 25 minutes and 26 seconds of this watch along, if you're watching WrestleMania 8 along with us.
And like I said,
we're having loads of fun here. Again, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, etc. If not, and you're listening to this on your podcast app, because this will be going out as this week's Burning Truth Podcast 2, make sure you give us a subscribe on there. And also, find us on the YouTube, guys, because we're really pushing it on there at the minute. And, I love that you're listening to this in the car or on the train or wherever you're listening to it. But we're also all over YouTube with lots more content than what you're getting on your RSS feed. So we're everywhere for you.
We're everywhere. In other words, we're coming for you.
Could you see that? We're coming for you, Tessa.
Yeah. But look at this. Great way to sort of hype up the advantage. But here's the thing. This is what I think is really clever. Like what you said earlier in the tag match, how the big men weren't doing the crowd work and everything.
Oh, yeah, they're doing it here.
Sid, on the opposite side, as a villain, is doing crowd work.
Yeah. And you don't see much of it anymore because we play for the camera now as opposed to playing for the crowd. And my point more with Typhoon and Avalanche was about, Typhoon and Earthquake, was about their fire and their sort of in-the-moment charisma, which you're getting from these two. But You know, this is the sort of wrestling that I love, because this is more character work.
Yeah.
And I love that part of wrestling, the showman part of wrestling.
Undertaker would agree with you.
Maybe.
No, it's not a maybe. You would. It's less
Here
about
we go.
moves.
Test of strength between Hogan and Sid. Hogan in the classic yellow tights, yellow boots, red knee pads. Sid in all black boots, trunks and knee pads, elbow pads. And Sid is putting Hogan down in this test of strength.
Deep trouble.
Down to his knees. Checking on Hogan Hebner. May, we're still waiting for your answer. If you could pick any superstars for a match at WrestleMania, you know, what is your match? What's your choice? And now Hogan fighting back. Oh, he's back down to his knee. Sid's just too strong for him, Matt Burns.
We've got to wait for it. No,
You're going to mouthful of crisps again.
No, it's going down.
It's going down.
I'll just about grab some. I'll stick with one.
Come on, Hogan. Look at the crowd. They are so behind Hogan. And this, I suppose, is the other argument, Matt Burns. And this is why I don't think that Savage and Flair should have been the main event. Because the crowd is the loudest right now it's been for 3 hours. Because Hogan's out there. That's why I think the match should have been Hogan and Flair.
Yeah.
But Hogan and Sid, I mean, it's money. You know, people are there to see it, aren't they? People are there to cheer on Hogan.
Ooh. I'm just trying to remember when he made the transition from Justice to Vicious.
And when did he get to Psycho? Was that WCW? Or was Vicious WCW and Psycho was when he came back to WWF?
That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's definitely worth a Google.
Ah, interesting.
So I think Sid Vicious was his WCW name. I couldn't tell you that for sure.
Scott,
what?
Your fact, your statistic.
Statistic. There you go. It was more of a guess tonight, Matt Burns. I'm not going to lie. Right. Before we go any further, May's got back to us on an answer here as we get to 2 hours 31 minutes and 2, 3, 4 seconds on the watch along. May Eunice says Punk versus Cena, Taker versus Sting. That's a great shout. Horseman versus the NWO, Alundra Blaze versus Wendy Richter, Orton versus Flair, Bull Nakano versus Awesome Kong.
Oh!
Now, May says she would have gone with Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill versus Chyna. And then we've also got Arn Anderson. I think Double A is Arn Anderson.
Yeah,
versus Triple H. Some mid matches there. Fair dues.
So that last one would be, the match with the Spine Buster.
Yeah, absolutely. Take a Sting is a good shout. I didn't think of that before.
Take and Sting, yeah, definitely, because I feel as though that's where they were heading.
Yeah.
At one point, but then they did Sting. They did Sting and Triple H. The Four Horsemen versus the NWO. That's a tough one because WCW did that feud a lot.
Yeah, but they did. I'm not sure on that one either. I would definitely have liked to have seen the Four Horsemen versus Evolution, but unfortunately, there's one of them that's in both groups. So,
well, Ric Flair's so good he can wrestle himself.
Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame twice. Why can't he be in a match twice? Yeah,
exactly. Just have him in certain, swapping gear where he can just let you click
Look
a button.
That salad from Hogan. He almost looks like he's crying.
Oh, I'm crying. He upset me.
Brother. Thanks, mate. Really enjoyed having a look at that. Orton Flair's an interesting one. Bull Nakano versus Awesome Kong is like elite level match. I love that you put that in there.
Or Alundra Blaze.
I would have done a triple threat though and whacked Nia Jax in there as well. But that's just me. Do you know what would be a good match actually if you could take people out of any time period in their prime? A babyface China versus a heel Nia Jax.
Oh,
would be really good, wouldn't it?
Oh, that'd be great.
I'd love to see because China's getting the win there, but it would be good to see like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. You get almost your female version of WrestleMania 3 there, don't you?
Oh, I don't know about this one, but Eddie Guerrero versus Dirty Dom.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be a nice little interesting one.
Hogan Cena.
Hogan is which Cena?
So we're talking peak Hogan versus peak Cena.
Who wins?
Hogan must pose. Cena lost a lot more in his career than Hogan did.
Yeah, well, that's what I don't get. That people sit there saying Cena always buried people. No, he put over talent, a lot of talent.
The problem was nobody was as over as he was ever. Big powerbomb to Hogan. Oh my God, that sell. Did you see that sell? He did. He gave it the Jacob Fatu on the floor. And now he's hulking up.
Now, if it was me, I would have been checking. I would have been checking his arms, checking his pulses.
Yeah, here comes Hogan. He's hulking up.
Impervious to pain.
Boom, right hand. Right hands from Hogan. Onto Sid. Backs into the corner. And now he's throwing him into the opposite corner. Head first into the buckle. And now into this one. Off the ropes. Hogan, big boot. Boom, he hits it. But Sid doesn't go down. Hogan, he's going to have to go for the slam. It's one of those matches. Asking the crowd, should I slam him? Oh, big slam on Sid. And now Hogan's ready. Goes for the leg drop. Big
Boom!
leg. Makes the cover. 1, 2. And Sid kicks out. Sid kicks out. And now here comes Papa Shango. And if you remember, this is the botched finish.
Yes.
Oh, May, what a question. That might take us forever. The question here, Matt Burns, who do you think is on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, both male and female? As Papa Shango now on the ring on Hogan. So for if you're watching, Papa Shango was supposed to come out and
cause the disqualification.
Cause the disqualification, but also stop Hogan from getting the win. And Sid ended up kicking out / Harvey Whippleman getting in the ring, and that's what caused the DQ in the end. And then Papa eventually got out. And then we get the Warriors music for the big save. Again, if you're watching along with us, we're at 2 hours, 37 minutes, and now 9, 10, 11 seconds of this watch along of WrestleMania 8.
Is he it?
And here comes the Warrior, coked out of his head. Don't tell me he wasn't. Look at him.
Ooh.
Still shaking the ropes. Right, May's question. Who do we think's on the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, Matt Burns?
Hang on. I think this is where they thought he hit him with the chair. Now, if you were Ultimate Warrior, would you instantly think that Hogan hit you with the chair? He didn't see who hit him.
Well, I mean, I think he's still doing his entrance.
What?
He's so coked out his head, he didn't even know. Right. Mount Rushmore professional wrestling, Matt Burns. And what I'm going to say is, we're not talking promoters here. We're talking wrestlers.
Yeah. I think that's only fair.
So for me, I'll do the women first because I almost think that's easier. Right?
Well,
I'm going to go Mae Young, Alundra Blaze, Trish Stratus, and controversially, no, I'm going Becky Lynch for number 4. That's my Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling. I nearly said Charlotte Flair there, but I went Becky Lynch. So that's my women's one. I just think Becky Lynch is the star of modern women's wrestling, and when women's wrestling's been its most popular, and therefore she deserves a spot. The most popular character of the most popular era of women's wrestling.
okay. For me,
I tell you, I nearly put on there. I nearly put Klondike Kate on there. As we get Hogan and Warrior posing to end WrestleMania.
Out. Would you like mine?
Yeah, definitely. Give it.
I feel that we will be very remiss to not include her.
Okay.
For breaking down barriers. The fact that she was the first one to be in the Men's Royal Rumble ever. China.
Okay, yeah.
She has to be in there. Trish Stratus, 100%. Lita.
Oh, you'd gone Lita. I tried to pick one from that generation, which is why I got Trish. But I see that I see Lita. That's a really credible pick.
And going down now for me, for the modern, I am going to go for... No, I'm not. I'm not going. You know I was going to say that, didn't you?
I do. Well, look at that pyro. Love that.
Yeah. I feel as though, yes, Becky Lynch was absolutely phenomenal, but so was AJ Lee in a short time as well.
Interesting choice.
But, you know what? No, I am going to go with AJ Lee. She was there for a short time, but she was over like Rover.
Right, and that is the end of WrestleMania 8. So that's your four. That's your 4 Mount Rushmore women.
Yeah,
Matt Burns. What about your men?
That's tough.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you mine, and you can say what you want, but these are mine. And I've picked them and the reason will become clear that I've picked them. Right, it's Hogan, it's Austin, it's Rock, it's Cena. And the reason I've picked them is because they are the 4 most popular stars ever in professional wrestling.
Okay.
That's why they're my choices.
Okay.
And it's hard to argue that, but also there are so many different angles to look at this, because how could you not put The Undertaker in? How could you not put the Macho Man Randy Savage in? How could you not put Randy Orton in for longevity? You know, Shawn Michaels, you could talk Triple H, Bret the Hitman Hart. But for me, I've got Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair. I've gone on my Mount Rushmore is based on popularity. And that's why I've gone for Hogan, Austin, Rock, Cena.
Okay.
There is so many different metrics you could judge this by. That's just how I've taken it.
I'm going to go down a different metric. I'm going to go down the metric of how each of these individuals made me feel.
Okay, good shout.
Right? Genuinely, how they made me feel. Austin has to be there. Taker has to be there. As much as I would love to say Hogan is on there, I can't, because I feel as though during the time I sort of missed him in the back. If you get what I'm saying there. Because if you remember, I said my first official live, WrestleMania was WrestleMania 10.
Yeah. So he's before your time.
He's before my time. For me to watch it, I used to have to watch it on them, on literally rented VHS tapes.
Yeah.
Right, just to watch the past stuff.
Yeah, now, go down to Blockbuster and get them from there.
Well, for me, it was a local one, which was formerly known as West Side Video.
Right, okay.
For me.
Shout out to West Side Video.
Unfortunately, it's no longer around. Come
on, so what we got? We've got Hogan, we've got Austin, we've got Taker.
There's no way I can't include this individual. Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, Eddie Guerrero.
I have to have Eddie in that. I have to.
That's interesting.
Simply for the fact of his classic WCW Halloween Havoc match with Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
Whatever role he was in, he didn't just give it a lift. Even when he's during his dark times, he gave his all whenever it came to wrestling. Whenever he was wrestling. And the promo he cut with Brock Lesnar about addiction.
Yeah.
That sticks out.
Yeah, it's a great promo.
A mile out for me. And number 4.
So we've got Undertaker, we've got Austin, we've got Eddie Guerrero.
I would be hard to remiss if I didn't include this individual, because I have borrowed from this individual. And yes, you did sort of indicate to one of his characters. Mrs. Foley's baby boy.
Yeah, Mick Foley was always going to be in yours, Matt Burns. Fair dues. May's also asked us another question, but what I'm going to do, Matt Burns, I'm going to keep this in my pocket for next time we go live. Greatest moments in wrestling so far. I think I already know what my answer is.
No,
but we'll definitely do that.
Now.
No, we'll do that on a future stream. No.
We'll
we always leave them wanting more, Matt Burns. And I think it's time that in wrestling vernacular, you take us home.
Yeah, pretty much. So with that,
great stream tonight watching WrestleMania 8.
100%. With that, that's a wrap on our WrestleMania 8 watch along. What a night, what a match, and what a historic moment. Another WrestleMania that was once again setting the bar high with Macho Man Randy Savage, showing he can be the man because he beat the man in the Nature Boy Ric Flair for the WWE Championship. Was epic. And then we've also got Hogan, the immortal Hulk Hogan, putting down, look like he's about to beat Sid Justice, but for Papa Shango mess up his cue. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, Macho Man got the tights, and I'm sticking to it. Flair should have won. But if you want any more Burning Truth, you can keep the conversation going with us by using the comments below. You can find us on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, YouTube for full episodes, reactions, and exclusive content. Just search The Burning Truth and you'll find us there. Just look for the championship belt.
That you will. And of course, we are on the road to 1,000 YouTube subscribers. If you haven't yet, give a bit of a forearm smash of the subscribe, and everything for us, please. Help us with
do all the good stuff. Absolutely.
Do all the good stuff. Even if you have to put drop an elbow comment straight in for us, make sure to get them in. Make sure to help us hit this huge milestone of 1,000 YouTube subscribers. But
help us, guys. I'm desperate.
Oh wow, wow!
Desperation here, guys. Help us, please.
We need the subscribers. Anyway, until next time, stay fired up, stay passionate, and remember DFTBA. And in case you don't know what it means, it of course means don't forget to be awesome.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Ooh, yeah.